Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I am playing a tier 1 vehicle. Not sure if I've ever done that on this channel. This is the first tank that I ever played in the game. It is the tier 1 German light tank, the Leichttraktor or the LOL tractor, whatever you want to be calling it. Again, first tank I ever played, probably one of the first tanks that any of you played out there as well. Everybody just goes straight down the German lines. And when I first played this game, this map, Mittengard, wasn't in the game. And what's the most important thing you can do at the start of the game when you're playing your tier 1 tanks? Well, it's absolutely nothing. Just sit still, activate those binoculars, use the 310 meters base view range on this vehicle, and just completely break this map. Do you know what's absolutely ridiculous on this map? Is that there's a tier 2 German premium light tank which is called the Micro Mouse that I believe has got like 330 meters base view range, and you can actually spot the enemy tanks before the end of the counter has happened. How ludicrous is that on Mittengard? Wargaming definitely didn't have that planned when they were thinking through this map and how it was going to work out. Now, while the LOL tractor does have that 310 meters base view range, and it's the highest by 20 meters at tier 1, if you get in there on your tier 2 tanks and you do have binoculars on your vehicle, you can literally spot the entirety of the enemy team before they've even managed to leave the slope, and that can allow your team to make better decisions. Now, when I first played the game in this tank, back in the day, you didn't have 100% cruise in your tier 1 vehicles, and that was one of the best changes that Wargaming's made, I believe, for low tier players. When I first played the game, I thought it was absolutely horrific, right? And now more than ever is the perfect time for Wargaming to readdress how they can make further lifestyle enhancements to the low tier gameplay, because of course version 1.0 is going to be coming to the game in March, and we're going to see probably more players, well, the largest influx of new players that we have seen in years into the game. And also you're probably going to have a lot of returning players, right? And why not enhance the low tiers where they might start playing some of those new vehicles? There's new Swedish tanks, there's new Czechoslovakian tanks, there's all of these vehicles that people will be trying out at low tiers. And so why not firstly consider increasing that 100% bonus up to tier 2 or even up to tier 3? Why do you need to start with these terrible crews? I understand that Wargaming want to monetize their game, but why monetize the game at tiers that people only play maybe 1 or 2 battles in? Surely it would be great if everybody could have the 100% cruise right up until I'd say about tier 4 or so. Obviously they would have to make the decision about what tier it would be, but why not encourage people to progress past the nightmare that is up to about tier 4 by at least allowing them to fight back equally against some of the seal clubbers that might be on the enemy team, or when you guys vote for me to play this tank, I play 1 tier 1 tank a week, when it is of course during my Tech Tree showcases on Sunday. Now, this is it. This is going to be Seal Clubber versus Seal Clubber here, and the fact that that medium 1 is clearly a skilled player, or he is in fact a reroll. But I did take a look at his statistics afterwards, and he's barely played any tier 1 tanks. So either he was trying to play against me, or maybe he was just starting out a new line altogether. But this medium 1, he's exposed a little bit too much of his tank, and while he is on 6 kills and he's killed a lot of my allies, I have managed to put 2 little clutch shots into his vehicle there. And will he be able to pop round the corner to get some more? He needs to just stay put right now. He needs to wait for his friends to flank me. Don't get greedy. Oh, I moved forwards a little bit there, so he does manage to avoid my shell, but not that one. Massive misplay there. Allows me to get out of the 1 versus 3 situation, and now I should be able to at least have a chance to deal with these other 2 tanks, but they're both on full health. I auto-aim at the Kolohelsenka, gonna fire at him as I move away, and what am I thinking right now? Well, obviously my best chance to be able to get through this situation is to turn it into a long-range fight. If I can turn it into a long-range fight, maybe my view range is gonna be useful, or at least maybe I can try and use my more experienced mechanics of sniping in World of Tanks, and that is to just basically make sure that you are very, very sneaky and only find little shots there. Move forwards, don't give them easy shots. And this MS-1 seems to be very happy to just sit there. Oh, poor guy. I killed another guy who's got 4 kills on the enemy team. Alright, not too bad. Going to be trying to take this one down now. Where's that Kolohelsenka going to be coming from? But yeah, in this kind of scenario, it's just a case of What can I do to take on tanks that will kill me in a single shot? And obviously at low tiers, where everybody's got great rates of fire, everybody's got enough penetration to go through each other, it's not about using your armor effectively, it's about trying to make tiny little micro shots, so to say, and never be a stationary target for your opponents, and that is just exactly what we wanted. Now I know exactly where the Kolohelsenka is, and I can hopefully use my camo rating and use my view range to be able to spot him at a long distance. And I'm just going to work my way up this slope here. Now I'm worried that he might spot me, but in this scenario I've got to take the risk. Now my view range is going to be better than the Czechoslovakian tier 1 tank, so I just got to work my way up the slope, and then I've got to check, has he spotted me, has he spotted me? No, he hasn't. His turret is still facing the wrong way. One miss through the buildings. Oh no, I don't want to move too much. I want to try and get my camo net activated. I was worried that he had spotted me there, but he clearly hasn't, as he's not even facing in the correct way. Now for some reason, he's actually stopped in a position where I can't get him. Oh, there we go. He's looking at where I think I last shot him from, but I'm clearly not spotted right now. I'm going to wait for my binoculars to activate. Wow, we bounce off his lower plate. We missed the whole of his tank. We missed the whole of his tank again. Oh, come on, RNG. Oh, and we hit his tracks. We don't take his tracks off and we don't damage his vehicle. Oh, well, doesn't look like this one's going too well for me. All right, well, why don't I just continue to go up the slope? But now he actually makes a move that he's going to come into the town. And because I see that he's going to come into the town, I'm going to have to get off the slope. Well, at least it doesn't look like I thought that through right then. And now I realize with him coming into the town, hopefully that I do have to get off the slope. In retrospect, there we go. My brain finally caught up with what I was thinking in the past there. All right, so low tiers. How is this balanced? How is it fair that somebody like me plays against players like this? Well, it's not fair. And apart from maybe just stopping all experienced players from even playing at low tier tanks, and that's not very good. You can't really stop people from being able to play low tier tanks, can you? I think it's more of a case of just trying to even out the ways that experienced players get advantages. Now, how do experienced players get advantages at low tiers? Well, number one, they might use things like chocolate, right? That costs 10,000 credits if you buy it at a discount. There's no way that a free-to-play player can afford to play Tier 1, spending 10,000 credits a game on a premium consumable. Number two, I've got binoculars and a camo net on this tank. The binoculars, if you buy them when they're at a discount, are 250,000, but quite often when you start a new account, it won't be during an equipment sale, and you'll have to pay that full 500,000 credits for the first purchase, and that is a lot of play in little tanks, especially when you're just starting out the game. That might be like, gosh, how many battles there? Maybe like 100 battles, 200 battles if you're a free-to-play player at the beginning of the game, and that's if you're just saving up to spend it on the binoculars and not going to be purchasing those tier 2 vehicles, or maybe purchasing crews at 75% for your next vehicles. The camo net, not so bad. What does the camo net cost? 100k, so you could get it at 50k for discount. Now, why not make it, along with my idea of 100% crews for the first 3 tiers to ease people into the game, why not also make it so that everybody gets given a pair of binoculars and a camo net? You could even make it special so they can't sell them to try and take advantage of it to go quickly up the tree somehow if they were worried about giving people too many credits at the start of the game. Or maybe just make it so that at tiers 1, 2, and 3, people can't put equipment on their vehicles. I just feel like we need to level the playing field at tier 1, up to tier 2, up to tier 3, to just stop the new players from having a disadvantage against the seasoned players. Now, I know Wargaming have made steps to make the matchmaker fairer, so to say, so that experienced players only get matched up against experienced players. But, I mean, how is this Kolohelsenka, this poor little lamb? What is he even thinking driving up that slope? I fire 1 high explosive round into the back of his vehicle, 2, and just missed the 3rd, but oh, it felt so dirty. Do you know what? It didn't really feel dirty about this guy. I took some great pleasure in fighting that little seal clubber because I'm a filthy little seal clubber, although you guys voted for me to play this tech tree. So I guess I have a little bit of an excuse there, and hopefully I don't have to go and have a shower after this game, but I kind of feel like I need one. This was so filthy. And obviously I'm not the only one who thinks that this was a little bit filthy, because one of the players from this game apparently had the pleasure of playing tier 1 against the QuickyBaby. 85% of their tank was covered by building/dead tanks, yet he could drive while shooting, hitting me 3 times he shot. Subsequently, the player has lost all respect for me and cannot say other than how pathetic it can be that a streamer can cheat and get away with it. There you go, guys. The real reason why I win a few more games than I lose must be because I'm cheating at tier 1. But the issue is that if an experienced player who must know about my content thinks that, can you think what these little lambs who must be playing the game for the first time are feeling? Surely if there's ever a time to try and balance out the low tiers and to enhance that new player experience in World of Tanks, it's gotta be now before arguably the biggest patch in years, 1.0. And so I strongly recommend that either Wargaming remove the advantages that long-term players can have over new players at low tiers, or equip all the new players at the same caliber and so they can at least try and learn and fight back. And while I personally suggest this can be done by either making all low tier tanks have 100% crews, maybe prevent people from learning skills on low tier tanks, and either making it so they can't put things like equipment and a premium consumable like chocolate on it, or alternatively, give all the new players the equipment when they start the game so they can make the choice for their tank and figure out that fantastic customization that might just sink the hook in and then keep them playing past the nightmare that is tier 4. And I'd like to hear what you all have to say. Do you think all of the ideas that I've posed are completely ludicrous? And maybe you've got some better ones. Please let me know. Let's try and have a good old discussion down below about how we can try and balance out these low tiers to make it fairer for all. So that's about it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. But if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.